Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be painting a cat painting or a cat commission. I put this composition together by photoshopping the cat into this kind of sunny Italian atmosphere. I kind of wanted it to give like Italian summer, like very relaxed, laid back, cute. Here I'm just kind of filling in all of the colors. I like to do this after I do my underpainting so that I kind of have a color blocking situation going on. It helps me see the full vision of the painting. This is something I learned a while back in school. One of the first things I learned with painting was to just really block in your color so you can see the vision of what you're working with rather than working section by section, and that seems to work really well for me. I just wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the process of creating this painting. It's been really meditative for me. It's just a really beautiful painting, and I think painting anything with heavy light and shadow is just always going to be super satisfying to me. I've been really lucky because since I've moved back home after graduating, I've been just receiving commission after commission, which I'm just so grateful for because I'm literally a full-time working artist right now doing these commissions. Like, my only income stream is currently from doing personal paintings for people, and I hope to continue doing that. So if you're interested in a commission, let me know. Specifically a pet commission, those seem to be very popular for me. I've been really enjoying it. I've been really grateful to do that as well. I think it's been a little tricky trying to find a balance between commissions, working on commissions, and then also working on my personal paintings, because I seriously have so many ideas for series lined up, and I feel like since I've been back home my creativity has kind of just exploded because I have nothing else really going on. If that makes sense. I think sometimes we just need a break from our hectic crazy lives and just time to isolate to really come into our full creative power, and that's just really how I've been feeling lately. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, I've just been feeling extremely inspired, and I think that is what happens after you graduate a lot of times. I think you finally have the time to work on things you want to work on, hence why I'm trying to find a balance between commissions and personal paintings. One thing that is nice about doing commissions though is I do feel like it forces me to challenge myself in directions that I normally wouldn't if I was just painting on my own. I typically paint a lot of people, which is always going to be my preference, but I have just developed such a love for painting animals that I'm just so grateful that most of my commissions are of animals, and I'm happy that people are so excited about their animal getting painted, and I don't know. I love animals, so it's not surprising that's what is becoming my calling in a sense. Let me know if anybody would be interested in prints of this painting. Obviously, you can't see the final product yet. You'll see it at the end. Prints. I'm going to be dropping my first set of prints actually in a few weeks, at most a month. I'm waiting to receive my prints in the mail, so look out for that. I'm going to be promoting that. I'm going to be doing limited drops. So if you're interested in my paintings, I would definitely get your hands on those before they run out, because I'm only going to do a select few for those, my real followers. My truest fans. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Talking a little bit more about the painting, I'm starting to add more details in. I'm now adding some more of the values. So when I do the color blocking stage, I typically go in with mid-tone colors, and then once I start to get into the details, I'll typically thicken up the paint. I'll use a little less medium, or I'll add in my oil medium, and then I'll start adding in the highlights, in the shadows before highlights, actually. Take that back. Now this is the best part of the painting. I'm going in on the detail on this cat, and I love how this cat turned out. I don't know what it is, but painting hair or painting fur that is like long and luscious like this is one of the most satisfying things to me ever, and I feel like it just is a very intuitive process for me. And I'm looking at a photograph of an animal like this, my brain does what it needs to. And I just go into that flow state. I already did all the midtones and some of the colors that I want to pop through underneath. So I'm adding in the dark tones to really outline where all the shadows are and just the dark colors in the fur. This really helps bring the vision to light. And then once you add in all those highlights and those really tiny brush strokes, you can really see, like right here, I'm starting to add those in. You can really see the lusciousness of this fur come through. Okay, I'm gonna cut myself off for a little bit and let you just watch this process. So enjoy, and I will tune back in a few minutes. Hi guys, I'm back. I just wanted to cut in real quick to mention what I'm doing here. So once I add in some of these highlights, I make sure to go back in with some more of those mid-tones / shadow shades. This adds a lot more dimension rather than just having the highlights sitting on top of the layered shadow. You can kind of see me doing that in certain areas here. I kind of am glazing too, like I'm mixing a good amount of medium in with the paint so that it kind of just goes on top while also doing a bit of an alla prima technique with the wet on wet paint, just to really get all those colors blending together. I love using that technique because you kind of get the midtones naturally when you do that. I feel like colors just kind of blur together and create a really cohesive blend. I just love oil painting. I really do. It's so satisfying to paint with, and if you are interested in getting into it and you haven't yet, or you're intimidated about getting into it, just do it. Seriously, just do it because it's so worth it. And the more you practice, the better you'll get. Just like anything in life, people are so intimidated about oil painting, and I was that person for so many years. And I really wish that I had gotten into it sooner because I'm so in love with it now. Also, oh my god, painting these paws was so satisfying. This is my favorite part of the painting. I think that little paw turned out so cute, and it just looks so soft, and ugh, I just want to kiss it. I was trying to add texture to the wall here, but didn't know how to approach it. I liked how this was looking, but it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to. My inspiration was kind of like those cracked walls that you see around Italy. Moving on to the flowers, this was also extremely satisfying. For some reason, this day I was in the mood to kind of paint in a different style. I wanted to do the alla prima technique, so I went along with that, but I really thickened up the paint. I was using no medium for this, just really thick paint, and it was so satisfying and buttery. I did the same thing with the flowers, and I absolutely love how the flowers turned out. You'll see how much the texture builds towards the end of this time lapse. I was feeling a little unsatisfied with how this fabric was looking. I think it looked good. The more I looked at it, the more I saw some value shifts that I didn't include before. So I'm going in and I'm adding these dark shadow shades to kind of really amplify and push out those rippling patterns. Sometimes when I look at the one before, the painting I had before, I'm like, should I have done this? But now that I have seen the finished product, you'll see what I mean. I feel like this really pushed the contrast and made it extra detailed. It's just one of those extra steps that I decide to take to push the painting just a little bit further. You definitely have to find a balance between when to stop and when to keep going, because you can totally overwork a painting, but with a commission I always want to do as much as I can, which sometimes can be self-sabotaging in ways, especially if the price you're charging for the painting is not adding up to the hours that you're putting into it, but being the perfectionist that I am, it's hard for me to not be 100% satisfied with every single detail. And honestly, even if the value of the painting could be more, I will never be upset at myself for doing the extra mile to make a painting that much better. You know, I want to provide the best work that I can, especially with the amount of money that people pay for original paintings. Now that the paint is dry that I added in, this is the next day, I'm glazing with a dark blue to kind of match the shadow of the leaves because I thought it was sticking out a little weird. And I wanted this to kind of amplify that ripple effect in the fabric back there. And finally, now I'm just kind of going back in with some highlight shades to add more dimension throughout those curtains so that they're not just two colors, but they have some color variety throughout them. I think that's everything that I have to say going forward with this painting. You're going to see the final results in about a minute or so, a minute and a few seconds. So I will just tune out and say my goodbyes now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know if you want to see more time lapse slash chat slash voiceover, same thing, types of videos. This was really relaxed for me, and I'm trying to find a balance between editing things that I enjoy and editing things that I think people would like. Kind of just getting into the groove of making YouTube videos in general and seeing what works for me, but I also want to know what works for you guys and what you like. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!